For sure. And three, two, one.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Bar Exam. You already know we are the crew that you guys look to examine the week, or even just like the most pressing things in our headlines. So that's what we're doing today. So make sure that you guys lock in, hit that subscribe button. Now we also have, not just me up in here. We also have the rest of the Bar Exam crew. Of course, we've got Shane G. We also got Eric G. What's up, fellas?
What's the deal? How you doing?
What's good?
What's up? Now we also have Marcus. He's just running a little bit late. So we're gonna give him some
He
grace.
said he was gonna be here.
I think he's gonna be
He
here.
might
I
be
think
snowed in. We don't know
exactly.
yet.
Exactly. We don't know if our brother is struggling with the snow over there in St. Louis. So we're gonna give him some grace, give him some time to get up in here. But in the meantime,
Yeah,
though,
definitely want to send a shout out to everybody who's dealing with crazy weather. Like my job through the week deals with talking to people from all over the country, and everybody's been going through it. So shout out to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Stay warm, stay safe. Don't go nowhere if you ain't got to.
seriously, yeah. And then also like I don't know, I was gonna say try and stock up, but I don't know if that's too late. I mean, the storm is already brewing, and I think that I've seen a lot of photos and videos of grocery stores empty as hell. So just pray at this point. Pray that it lightens up by the time that you need to go for another
Yeah, go
grocery
get you
run.
a chicken noodle soup or something.
Hello. That'll do it every time. And a snowstorm, hell yeah. But anywho, anywho, fellas, there's a lot for us to discuss this week. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that was heavy, so we're gonna get to it, but like we don't have to dive into that just yet because we all see what's going on in the news. So we're gonna talk about it for sure. But let's also talk about some other stuff that happened in this news cycle that was um more so just hilarious, a little bit entertaining, a tiny bit sad, a little tiny bit sad. But let's talk about Adam 22 getting beat up by Jason Love. And if you don't know this story, like the dynamic between these two, it is you are in for a treat. So Adam 22, it's like a content creator. He like owns like his own platform, and he has like all these different podcasts and all that. Oh, sorry guys, my bad.
Yeah.
I have my phone on a charger, and my cat really just thought it was the best idea right now to come over and rub up on the charger.
It was the cat.
The cat, man, it was just like a freaking fool. Okay, anywho, and he just did it one time and just walked off when the whole camera just.
He didn't even, he
Anywho,
didn't even need it for real.
he really didn't. He's just a jerk. Anywho, so basically, Adam 22, content creator. He's like well known for like having really scandalous type of content and conversations, and just making money in some interesting ways. It's 2026. You make money online, but the way he does it is a lot of times scandalous, and that is because he also is married to a porn star. So, no, seriously. So his porn star wife, is still in the industry, still in the business. So she's messed around with some other famous porn stars, and one of them is Jason Love. And so what I know is that they messed around at least one time. They did a video together, but the fellas were informing me. I wonder how they know. But the fellas are informing me that there's a second. They're letting me know that there's a second video.
There is indeed a second video. The reason I know is because they were advertising it on their Instagrams, where they were doing like these fake TMZ types things, where it was like, oh snap, is that Jason Love and Linda the Plug just hanging out? I thought they only shot scenes together. What are they doing out in public? And it was like very clearly, obviously planted paparazzi type shit. You know what I'm saying? And they were doing it to hype up a second video because all of a sudden they were on this boat together and they're advertising a second video. So, to proclaim my innocence, that's how I know about it. You know what I'm saying? But
oh yeah, that's how I know about it too. Yeah, totally. Yeah, definitely.
Totally. You guys never
didn't see it anywhere
the work. I was gonna say, like, you didn't look at the piece of art that they created, right? Y'all didn't watch anything.
Do we look at you tell me.
I've seen the art. I've seen the art. Very very nice art piece.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. All right. That's all I, that's plenty. That's plenty that we need to know. So everybody else, you do your own research from there. But what's crazy is Adam decided to now make another content piece from this whole dynamic, and he decided to actually get in the ring with Jason Love. And the thing is like y'all also have to look up. You don't need to see the videos if you don't want to, but y'all need to go look and see what Jason Love looks like compared to Adam 22. Adam's kind of tall, but Jason is much taller. He's a bit more like muscular.
A
Um,
bit?
like I don't know
No,
how else to
way more.
describe it. Okay, way more. Yes, I would say
And he
so
doesn't
too.
have a flabby, saggy body either.
You're right. Adam has like no definition. Like, let's be honest. He doesn't really have like
None.
anything defined, toned up. Yeah, he's a stranger to the gym, is what we're saying. But he's not, huge. He's just flabby. Anywho, so I don't know what made him think I want to get in the ring with this motherfucker. Besides, there has to be a big giant check, right?
I would have to
Yeah,
assume so.
there had to have been.
There has to be.
Especially because I thought it was going to be way more staged than it actually was. No, Adam 22 absolutely got his ass whooped.
Yeah.
And there was no staging or anything like that about it. Like, the crazy part to me is that he didn't throw a single punch.
Was crazy. He looked so tired just from getting his ass whooped. Like he didn't even put any. He just was tired from running away.
He's sweating and shit.
Like he looked like he was huffing and puffing
Off
in
of
that
23
bitch.
seconds.
And when you guys told me
It was like
it was that short, I really thought you guys were exaggerating. But Shane literally just sent me the little like reel or whatever, and the fact that it fit in like a 30-second reel is ridiculous.
the whole fight.
What the fuck? Yeah, that was. And then also, it wasn't even. I was expecting like if it was going to be that quick of a fight, I was thinking that it was going to be because like Jason just like rocked his shit, like knocked him the fuck out. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it was really because it looked like Adam just got tired, like he got winded, and the dude took a knee. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? And he never
So
got up.
the conspiracy is that he just scammed Aiden Ross out of the money and he took the dive on purpose.
Oh, okay, wait, back it up. Okay, so did Aiden, like, was he the one hosting this? Is it one, like, what was this about?
He sponsored the whole, it was his event.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I actually watched the full card, right? And because there was some legitimate boxing matches on there as well. Like one dude defended a title on there and it was like a sanctioned fight. So it was a combination of like YouTube, like personalities fighting each other and real boxers because the women's fight was two legitimate boxers as well. That was probably the best fight on the card, actually. Like they were throwing them, like you know what I mean.
That's been happening a lot lately.
Yeah. So so it was a full event. There were like 10 matches on the card. You know what I mean?
That was just the main event because of the spectacle behind it.
Right.
Like if there was sports entertainment mixed in like with that main event, like that's exactly what that was because there was story and if you know the story behind Adam 22 and Jason Love and Lena, then it's like, ooh, like you really want to see what happens at that point. So there you go.
Yeah, it's almost like the Jake Paul kind of thing where it's like, there's some real fights that we're gonna see before the main event, but even the main event, you're like, this shit is kind of rigged. Like this shit ain't really so. Okay, which actually, you know what? That actually makes so much sense. Okay, so Adam's like, okay, I'll do the fight. I know I'm gonna get my ass whooped, but if I only last for like less than 30 seconds, 20 seconds or whatever, then I get my
bread. Get the same bag in either way.
Exactly.
Get the same bag either way. As long as I step in the ring and the bell rings, I get paid.
Yeah.
Crazy. But hey,
because I don't know if they had like a winner's purse or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Where it was a situation where because that's how real boxing goes. You know what I'm saying? Like for the most part, like unless it's like a Floyd Mayweather situation where he's the promoter and the fighter, you know what I'm saying? Then he pay himself however much he wants, you know what I'm saying? All he has to do is guarantee the other guy a certain amount, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna make 40 million off of this, and he's like, all right, cool, signs contract. But when it's a boxing promotion outside of you know what I'm saying, the two fighters that's booking the fighters for the fight, then they're guaranteed a certain amount, but usually the winner also gets more. Like there'll be like,
Mhm.
Yeah,
say
yeah.
you both get five, or maybe because you got a bigger name, we're gonna pay you 8 grand to be here. We're helping you out, but we're still gonna pay you, so we're gonna give you 5 grand to be here. But then the winner gets 3 grand.
Mm,
Like
So
on top of that.
yeah,
Yeah.
just period. So like
got
then the
it.
person who's making five could come out with 8, or the person who's making 8 could come out with 11. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
Or if it's a draw, then maybe they split it. I don't know how they do it in
Right.
that situation, but
And let's be real
yeah.
here. Adam 22 is still going to talk shit after this.
yeah,
Like, he's still gonna be on that like type of timing when it comes to the interviews, when it comes to the podcast. Like, just because he got his ass whooped, do not think that he is not going to talk shit because he's absolutely going to.
yes. I totally
He's like a little
agree with
roach.
that. That
He don't die.
he don't, because the rules. See, here's the thing about Adam that people need to understand, and this leads to something that we're going to talk about later. But this is just it is what it is, especially here in America. You know what I'm saying? In entertainment and in other facets of life,
I already know
the
where you're going with
same
this.
rules don't apply to him. So it's like the Eminem thing in a way. And Eminem is one of my favorite rappers. So this isn't necessarily a diss. This is just a it is what it is kind of thing.
Mhm.
He's the only person that can rap about the stuff that he raps about and be as big and mainstream as he is. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, not only does he have a song about killing his wife, it's a very graphic, detailed, like violent song, like very descriptive and paints the picture in your mind. Like, you know what I'm saying? The song Kim is a very, very evil song. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it's
Hmm.
meant to be. It's like a horror movie, like a good horror movie, like one that actually scares you. Like it's
Hmm.
that in music. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
That's what that is. No other rapper can make that song. You know what I'm saying? The silly
Mm.
shit that Eminem raps about where he plays with like gay stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like black rappers can't do that. Like if a black
So
rapper
true.
or R&B singer is gay, that's different, but they can't play with it. Like Ludacris, as silly as he always was and stuff like that, he never like had like bars where he was doing gay punchlines about himself. You
Hmm.
get what I'm saying? Eminem
Hmm.
can. Why? You know, so for the same reason that Adam 22 can get his ass in front of him, but Whack 100 can't. Whack 100 can never get his ass whooped on camera as much shit as he's talked. There's certain people, you
That's
get
a
what I'm
fact.
saying? Like Compton AD, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
he had that situation, but people kind of gave him a pass. But like if he were to actually get fucked up on camera, his podcast career is over
Yeah.
because you're supposed to be big
Right.
Compton Crip and all that.
Yep.
So it's like there's different rules. But because he intertwines himself with this world so much, it's like people expect him to play by the same rules, even though he doesn't actually come from that life. He's from New Hampshire. He's not from California. Like
Right.
Yeah.
he's not from anywhere near LA. You know what I'm saying? Like let
Yeah. So
alone
he don't give a
the
shit.
sub. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's all you know what I'm saying. Like and
Yeah.
because of who is whatever. Like it's just the embarrassment doesn't carry the same amount of weight, you know what I'm saying? Like as it
Yeah.
would for somebody like in the hip hop urban culture.
And
You get
Right.
what I'm saying?
that's why I said that like he'll still be able to come back and just talk whatever shit he wants
Yeah.
to
Hmm.
because exactly right. He doesn't abide by the same rules.
What rapper can allow their wife to get piped out by a porn star twice on camera and then proceed to have scenes with other male porn stars where she's doing very aggressive things? So I've heard, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've
He heard
heard
through the
some
grapevine.
things like, you know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? Shout out T-Rail. T-Rail be talking crazy about some of the scenes that she's had,
Yeah, he
you
do.
know what I'm saying, post Jason Love with other guys. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Wow.
like, what rapper is going to let their wife do that or be okay with their
Mm.
wife doing that? I don't want to say
Mm.
let, but you know what I'm saying? Be okay with being married to somebody who does that.
Or at
None,
least
none that I can
or
think
at
of.
least publicly. Like if you are
Right,
doing that, it's like they're not going to come out and tell the world that they're doing that.
right,
Yeah.
right. That's
That's
some
fair.
secret shit. Like Diddy's whole thing got exposed. He never came out and said he was a cook. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That got
Yeah.
exposed, through the lawsuits and through the trial and shit. Now it's like, oh, now we know you're a cook. Like, but that was speculation before he came out and said that. Why? Because in hip hop, that's
I
unacceptable.
think also,
You know what I'm saying?
like culturally, like culture wise, but also when it comes down to like whether or not the individual also takes himself seriously, I think also matters a lot. Like kind of how you were saying, like Eminem has made some really ridiculous, like silly ass raps, right? But he also like
Mhm.
makes fun of himself because it's a tactic of like, I know what you're gonna say. So I'm gonna say it
Mhm.
first to show you that you don't have power
Self-deprecating.
over me. Yeah,
Yeah.
very much self-deprecating, exactly. But like I don't think that he like takes like shit like if someone were to accuse Eminem of being gay, I don't think that he would take the insult as seriously as another man who, like who's very like, oh, I'm super masculine and like I don't play
Yeah.
like that. You know what I mean? Like I think that's also another thing, but that's another factor when
Well,
you think about it because
but that's kind of my point is that
yeah.
that is 100% true what you're
Well,
saying.
I'm
And
saying like the way you put it was like it was a black and white thing. What I'm saying that it could also be a character thing of like there also might be a black
mm,
guy out there who doesn't take himself all
true
that
because Tyler
serious.
does that.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I was just
Tyler
about to bring
does
up.
that.
I'm
No,
like,
that's
I'm like
true.
Tyler
That's true.
toes that
That's
line a
true.
lot, and
Mm.
in throughout
We've
interviews and
never seen
like,
Tyler with a girlfriend either.
yeah, not officially.
So
And
again, if you're
and
a
through
black
his
artist
music and
who's
through
gay or bisexual, which he has said, I don't know if he was trolling or not, but he did say that. So if you're an artist who's gay or bisexual, I think that's acceptable because
Hmm.
we're moving past the homophobia thing as a whole. You get what I'm saying? I think
Hmm.
it's specifically like with rappers, you know what I'm saying? Like I think
Mm.
white rappers can get away with a certain level of self-deprecation and silliness that black ones can't. Or
Is
at least
Adam a
they haven't
rapper?
tried. Huh?
I thought
to
he was
me,
just a
I think
content.
Tyler is the closest one that has been deemed as acceptable, the
Yeah,
one that toes that line.
Right.
yes. But
Right.
again, he also said that he's kissed dudes, which is like insinuating he's either bisexual or gay, in
Right,
which case it's like, oh, well, then a lot of what you say is acceptable in that
right,
case. You
right,
get what I'm
Hmm.
saying? That's the
Hmm.
distinguishing factor. You
right,
see what I'm saying? Eminem has never said he was gay, but we
right,
still let him say gay shit.
right.
Right.
You see what
But
I'm
my
saying?
thing
That's the
is
difference, is what
Adam
I'm
a
trying to say.
rapper though? I think that Adam is like a goofy content creator. So I think that
Yeah.
that's why
Yeah,
he
he's
doesn't
a
take
content
himself
creator.
But
seriously.
everybody he's affiliated with are all these supposedly serious gang members, though.
Uh,
Everybody that he podcasts with are from Inglewood families or from Pacoima Pyru or from Rolling 60s or from,
wow.
you know what I'm saying? Like they're from all
Hmm.
these serious places where it's like they don't play that shit because of gang rules and all of that. So if you're affiliating yourself with all of these people, like people will get it confused, is what I'm saying. Like people do get
Yeah,
it
Gotcha.
confused.
Through
Like,
association.
oh, yeah.
exactly.
Whereas those rules don't apply to him. That's why he's allowed to get his ass whooped on camera and he can just, whatever, I got paid. Like, other people can't get away with that, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I
Like,
guarantee you on his podcast this week, that is exactly what he's going to say. He's going, oh no, I got paid 10 grand or whatever.
yeah, he doesn't care. He doesn't care. But it was hilarious.
You guys are broke.
It was hilarious, though.
But it was very funny.
And I'm very happy also that I did not have to support Aiden Ross in order to watch it because everybody was fucking reacting to it live on YouTube. So I had my pick of channels to watch. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Ace
Thank
One was
goodness.
reacting to it. No Jumper themselves were reacting to it.
Oh wow.
Macwop was reacting to it. Like there was a gang of reactions. Academics was reacting to it in real time and he was there. You know what I'm saying? So,
I think my favorite part about the whole fight,
so I didn't have to lie
besides
to Aiden. I was
Adam
like,
getting his
good.
ass whooped, was when Whack and Academics were on camera and they just started hugging
And busted out
and
laughing.
busted out laughing. It was like, oh man, they just got paid so
Wack
much
was
money.
smiling
Whack was
from
so
the
happy.
commentary booth to the
No
ring
way.
after the fight. He was smiling and laughing. And
I've never
everybody's
seen
just
him that happy in my entire
like
life.
everybody's just cracking up
Get
laughing at this
out.
nigga Adam dog the whole time. And then Lena ran in and just gave him a kiss. Like, whatever, he's still a winner. He's got me. Like
Oh my
she was the ring girl
God.
for the fight because they had ring girls for all the fights, and she was the ring girl for
Yeah.
their fight.
They lined that shit up, boy. But yeah, fuck Aiden Ross. But I
Yo,
can't lie. This
yo,
shit, this shit,
Facts.
this shit kind of sound crazy.
real quick.
What?
Not shout out to Aiden Ross, because fuck Aiden Ross, but shout out to the fact that he got the young bloods for the performance.
That was so funny. We were sitting there like, is that the Youngbloods? We were
We didn't
seriously
know the
trying to
first
figure
song.
that out. Yeah.
We didn't know the first song. We was like, what the fuck is this? This is some new shit. Like, who are these niggas? These niggas look old. Like, who are these old looking niggas? Is that this is Charleston White's crew? Like, because Charleston White was in there with him doing his shit. Because yes, he was there.
What?
Yes, he was.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So
I swear, it just
he
sounds
was
like
in there
Aiden was
just
like, when is going to be
dancing
the
and shit.
most
And then they
ridiculous,
switched to
almost coonery
damn.
shit? Like, what?
Yeah. And then they switched to damn. The you don't give a damn, we don't give a fuck. Like, and we were like, oh shit, that is actually the young bloods in there. Like,
That's
that shit
crazy.
was
I can't
crazy.
even remember the last
So
time
shout
I've
out
been to
to
Bloods.
shout out to him
That
getting the
was
young
funny.
bloods because that was my shit when I was outside. So you know what I'm saying.
Oh, and also shout out to the fact that Sneeko did not get in.
That's hilarious as well. Yeah, Sneeko apparently was there, tried to walk in, and was stopped at the door by security because of all that anti-Jewish stuff he's been on. You know, the whole him going to the club with all of them dudes playing Hail Hitler in the club. You know what I mean? And then
Oh, yeah.
yeah, yeah. So Aiden
So
Ross
what?
being a
Aiden,
Jewish person, he's like, nah, I can't.
Ain't this the same Jewish person that was teaching people, anti-Semitic gestures?
I think
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
right?
same
Yeah,
Aiden Ross. Yeah,
yeah,
we talked about that last episode, I believe.
yeah.
Yeah, so that's why I'm confused. Like, it also cracks me up because really, what that sounds like to me, I don't know. From my perspective, that sounds like you got your ass whooped in the comments, Aiden, for that whole. What was it? Was it who was the
Like it
football
was a
player?
football player.
Yeah, it was a football player. I
Pakua,
forgot. Yeah, yes.
right? So it's
Yeah,
like
there
you
you
must
go.
have got your shit rocked from that, which you should. You absolutely deserved it. And so now the switch up is like, now I'm not for anything prejudicial or any bigotry or racism. Like, shut the fuck up. Shut up. Shut up.
Word.
That's
Yeah, like
you
stop trying
just
to play
got
both
called out.
sides of the fence, my guy.
We don't believe you. You need more
More people.
people.
Exactly. All right. Well, anyhow, that sounds like a hell of a fight. Or I don't even know if you could just call it a fight. I don't know if you could
It was not a fight.
classify
Adam
it
did
as
not
a
throw a
fight,
single punch.
actually.
So no, it was
Just
not a
got his
fight.
ass whooped.
It was a beat down. That's what it was. Shout out
Oh, that's
Jason
great.
Love. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Jason Love holding it down. All right. Okay. So that was like our lighter news from this week. All right. Now the heavy stuff is there is just still a lot of unrest and like a lot of commentary and protest when it comes to like the ICE raids because of Renee Good being shot and killed by an ICE officer, an ICE agent in Minnesota, and actually in Minneapolis, Minnesota, to be more exact. So that was already pretty crazy, right? And that happened recently. That happened on January 7th. Okay. We're not even out of January. And now we have a second shooting against a US citizen that happened in Minnesota. I think, was it Minneapolis again? No, I think it was just Minnesota. It was Minnesota again. Now, this person is, his name is Alex Reedy. And I
Yeah,
apologize
I
if
think
I
so.
messed up. I apologize because it's spelled almost like pretty, but it's like I at the end. But anyway, so Alex Preddy was apparently protesting a similar raid, but this time it actually wasn't just strictly between ICE agents and citizens. This shooting happened between a citizen and a border patrol agent. So I'm still trying to like put together as to like why border patrol was in the area. I'm thinking that they were assisting ICE, but I did see the video in which you see that Alex is like trying to get them from trying to stop agents from like arresting somebody else or harassing somebody else about their immigration status. And he's like recording them, but he's not actually like, at first, it doesn't seem like he's getting physical with them until they start surrounding him. Then there's a scuffle. And then all of a sudden, all these agents jump on top of him. And if that wasn't bad enough, where it's one person against many people, I'm talking like 5 to 7 people were on top with this guy. On top of that, one of them pulls out his weapon and shoots and kills Alex. And it just happened so fast. And it really, shook the community again. Minnesota's already been having so many problems with ICE going through their neighborhoods and the citizens not being okay with it, or even the politicians. So this just makes matters even worse. But interestingly enough, it also starts to open up the conversation even more. And it seems as though it seems as though before, when it seemed as though it was just brown people, those that are from, minority communities, Hispanic, Latino, Latina, it seems as though when that was going on strictly, it was more so just like a headline that we all watched, but no one necessarily seemed as though they were as enraged about as they are now, that it seems as though there are white protesters that are getting killed. So I don't know. It just seems it could be false. Maybe it's just, the way that the internet's algorithm is showing me shit. I don't know. But I don't know. It just seems a little bit weird. What do you guys think? Like, did you also notice that trend by any chance?
Yeah, I'm real torn about this. I mean, not torn in the sense here. Let me explain. So that already sounds bad. So, of course, I'm totally against what happened to both of the victims, you know what I mean? Because I am against law enforcement not upholding the law. I am against law enforcement taking the law into their own hands and seeking justice for themselves and what they deem to be justice. You know what I mean? I'm totally against that. Like, if you got to arrest somebody so that they can go through the process of going to court and getting their day, you know what I'm saying, in front of a judge and getting a fair trial or whatever the situation calls for, then okay, like you can do your job without abusing people, without hurting people, in most cases, you know what I mean? Because most people are scared of the police. So in most cases, you can do these things without, having to overtly harm people or scare people or kill people. So I'm totally against that, in pretty much all cases, you know what I'm saying? And like if it's truly like if it's a mass shooter or something, yes, kill him, whatever. Like we see him doing it, whatever.
Yeah.
You gotta isolate the threat, or you know what I'm saying, get rid of them. I get that. You know what I'm saying? But pretty much outside of that, yeah, you know what I mean? Like you gotta go for the arrest and let the person have their day in court. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what it is, you know what I mean? So I don't like law enforcement doing that in general. So I'm happy that people are standing up against law enforcement doing that. The other half of me wonders why it took so fucking long. And I mean, we know the answer, said it already, but why does it have to be two white people are killed all of a sudden? There's a general strike that was organized on January 23rd in the state of Minnesota, centered around the opposition to ICE operations in their state. And for those of you who don't know what a general strike is, it's when nobody goes to work. You know what I'm saying? Nobody goes to work. Everyone stays home for the cause of, whatever it is that you're protesting.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So that is action that works. You know why? Because people's pockets get affected when nobody goes to work. So, that's nobody's selling anything that day, you know what I'm saying? Nobody's able to produce anything on that day, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of money halts on that day. Like millions, if not billions of dollars are lost if there's a general strike, especially if it lasts for a long time. So the fact that they organized one so fast after this guy died, one shows me that it could have been done a long time ago. We probably wouldn't be in this situation now if you guys had to listen to people like this is what Colin Kaepernick was kneeling about. It was about law enforcement taking the law into their own hands, but when it was against black people. So in that case, some white people took us seriously and understood what we were talking about, but a lot of other ones were talking about, oh, it's disrespectful to the flag and all of this show, it's disrespectful to the military, even though it was a guy who was in the military who told him, hey, rather than sitting, you should kneel because that's what we do. You know what I'm saying? For the pledge, what the song, you know what I'm saying?
Star Spangled Banner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like they're
The-
not taking the hold on one
oh,
second.
go ahead.
Let me rant for a second.
No, you're good.
So then so that's part of the issue I have, you know what I mean, with it. It's like, okay, like I'm glad that these things are happening now because this is the only way to affect change again is economically. And if we can organize more general strikes, I do want to see that happen. However, why did it take so long? You know what I'm saying? Black people have been complaining about this shit my whole life and beyond and before that. Now, before that, I get it. The country was more overtly racist, so that's why it didn't happen. But now it's like, it seems like there's a lot more white people on our side. Like, you know what I mean? There's a lot more white
Hmm.
people who genuinely fuck with black people and Hispanic people and shit like that. But it's like, still, even as much as y'all love us and fuck with us and invite us into your homes and have genuine friendships with us and marry us and all of these things, you know what I'm saying? Like, even with all of that, it still took for two of your own to get killed before you were like, all right, we got to do something about this. Now it's getting ridiculous. Why wasn't it ridiculous before?
Hmm.
That's, I guess, my conundrum with it, and why, like, it almost irritated me to a degree how much people were like, oh my God, this is such a tragedy because it is. That's the thing. I don't want to feel like this. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem. It's like, because it is a tragedy. And I genuinely feel bad that this man lost his life, especially given the fact he was trying to protect a woman who had just got shoved over by an ICE officer. You get what I'm saying? Like, this ICE officer shoved the shit out of this woman and she fell on the snow and he was going to go pick her up. And then 8 dudes jumped on him. And then they disarmed him because that's the thing that Republicans are trying to say. Oh, he had a gun on him. That's why they killed him. And it's like, okay, well, for one, is the Second Amendment rights or not? You know what I mean? Is it we are allowed the right to bear arms to make sure that the government, never gets tyrannical and yada yada. Okay, well, this is the government being tyrannical. So where y'all at, Second Amendment people? You know what I'm saying? So that's number one. You know what I mean? And then number two is again, like he was protecting a woman. They disarmed him from the gun. And then after they disarmed him already, somebody yells, gun. And then that's when the ICE officer lights him up. 5 shots, point blank range, after he's trying to help a woman out. So, like, again, like this is what we're dealing with. So it's again, that is a tragedy. Like, and that dude is a hero because he was trying to save that woman and lost his life doing so. But why does it have to take that? Why wasn't
Right.
it already a problem before? We would have never got
Right.
to this point.
I, well, go ahead, Eric. Actually, go ahead.
No, you're good. Thank you. I appreciate that. The two things in what you said that really stick out to me that I really dislike about this situation a lot. Number one, it's the extremes thing. Like, why do we have to go to such extremes for change to happen?
Right.
It's so frustrating because when you say so much about how much it's right directly in your face and you still ignore it, and it takes for one of your own to get killed for you to finally want to do something about it, it's so frustrating because it's like we've been seeing this
Like to do something
constantly.
tangible. You know what I'm saying?
That
That's the
yeah,
difference too, because that's
yeah,
why I pointed out the general strike, because that's tangible. Like the protests and shit, it's a good way to let people know how you feel. You know what I mean? It's a good way to show support. You know what I'm saying? But realistically, especially modern protests, they're not real protests. And the reason I
yeah,
say that's because they're organized, they're not blocking traffic, they're not shutting businesses down. That's what protests in the 60s were. They were
yeah.
breaking the law for a justified cause. You know what I'm saying? That's not what we're doing nowadays. So it's like, okay, like You know what I mean? Like you can show your support, and I do it too. Like I go to the protests when I'm able to
Right.
because I want to show support and I want people to know where I stand. But realistically, it's not going to do anything except for just let people know where you stand. That's all it's doing. You know what
Yeah.
I'm
Mhm.
saying? So like I don't know. Like it's a go ahead though. Go ahead.
The second thing for me that really disheartens me about this whole situation is I think last episode I said it's only going to get worse. And it's going to get worse when somebody just gets murdered in cold blood on camera.
Right.
And that's exactly what we just saw.
Right. And the difference between the two is we didn't see, you know, um the first young lady who lost all that Miss Good.
Yes.
We didn't see her actually get shot.
Right.
Like we just saw her we saw him shooting at her and then we saw the after result because she crashed the car. So we just knew what happened. But in this video, you see him getting shot. Like so yeah.
And the fact that it was five different shots and
Yeah.
the timing of the shots too is also what fucks me up about this whole thing. Like it was like bow and then it was like two more shots like delayed almost. It was
Yeah.
like it was so crazy the way that like thank you to anybody that took video of that. You guys are super super brave because they were able to slow the video down and you're really able to see how awful this murder on in cold blood really happened. So
Mhm.
to me, those are the things for me that just really, really disheartens me about this whole situation.
1,000%.
And that's my thing. Like again, like just going back to the the point about like the Second Amendment thing. Like that's supposed to be their biggest thing. You know what I mean? Like they're so pro Second Amendment, but yet they have nothing to say when a guy was exercising his Second Amendment. He wasn't flashing his gun at the police. He wasn't doing any of those things, but that's the excuse they use is, oh, he had a gun, so therefore that's why I had to kill him. So it's like,
Mhm.
you get what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm gonna bring Marcus in because Big Marcus is in the building. What's good? What's good? You know what I'm
Boy,
saying?
Yeah,
What's up, Marcus?
my apologies for the tardiness. I know we on a real
So
serious subject, and I
yeah,
have
but
to be respectful of that subject.
how much of that did you hear though? Like,
I heard like 90% of it.
I was basically just sum up my argument basically to make a long story short. I was saying that although I do agree this is a tragedy because I'm totally against law enforcement, killing citizens and killing people and taking the law into their own hands at large, it pisses me off that it seems like it always takes a white person to die before people take it serious and start doing general strikes and shit like that, even though we've been saying this shit for years. And that's what
Yeah.
my
So,
overall thesis was. But go
all
ahead.
right, like before I get real serious, that's a foot behind you, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
because it's moving, and I'm like,
There's the human. There's
yeah,
the
we
human
okay,
on the
I'm like, all
counter.
right,
Yeah.
that's okay. All right, I just needed to like that was okay. All right. All right, now, back to what we were saying.
Yeah, don't worry about none of that.
yeah,
Yeah, I ain't gonna worry about none of that. Okay, I just needed to confirm that was like I wasn't tripping.
You wasn't.
Okay,
Go ahead.
all right.
Nah.
So one, so I'm 40 plus, 40 plus. Yeah, I was 40 plus
Cool.
from St. Louis, right? So what sparked quote unquote Black Lives Matter was Michael Brown. Ferguson was around the corner, like from my house. That was what, 11 years ago?
Let me just say that is the incident that got me into politics.
Okay. So
yes, it is.
in
That's
11 years, right? There's been a Michael Brown, Eric Gardner. I can go through the list. We all know the names and everything. the goalposts keeps getting moved of, oh no, it's just like this. No, it's a little bit different. Oh, it's a little bit different. Oh, like I share your outrage, but I'm also so desensitized to like to killing and like protest and like it's literally an episode of Scandal. Like right now, like Shonda Rhimes is right, like is a prophet because you're writing this week to week of America playing out before our eyes. Like, does art imitate life or life imitate art? Like, we keep seeing the same stories over and over again. We keep remember George Floyd protests, right? Uh Kyle Rittenhouse was an American hero because he
For
traveled
carrying
with
a
his
big
AR.
ass strap.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with his AR, he traveled across state lines because he wanted to protect businesses and the American dream and all the all he was a hero.
Hmm.
Similar, and I'm not. These are their words, not mine. I'm not making fun,
Correct.
making light of anything. He was put on the same pedestal as a firefighter from 9/11.
Facts.
Yeah.
You see what
Facts.
I'm saying? So like when quote unquote the machine, the people, the propaganda, the right people, get in front of these talking points, it's the Cat Williams. Like we can see you, but you just gonna get up there and lie anyway.
Hmm.
So I mean, why are we sitting here surprised? They called this man he had a phone, and they called him a domestic terrorist that was impending their like federal dude. Like they just the rhetoric that they use when it's them versus the rhetoric when it's us. It here's and this is the quote unquote bad thing about the political landscape. We we as humans, let me say it like let me preface it like this. First of all, I agree with the immigration stance. If you're here illegally, you do not need to be here. There is a process to get you out. That's like we're in alignment there. But how you do it is just as important as what you do. Like, I mean, and that's where the disagreement is, and that's where the fighting and it's the how. It's the how you're going about the business of doing the job that we agree. Because like
Yeah,
there's a
Yeah.
because you sold us on a lie. Well, not even us, because I didn't vote for the nigga, but the people who voted for him based on that, they were sold on a lie. They were sold on the lie of he's going after the criminals and thugs. Well,
right.
any analysis that you could have looked at before he started all of this would have told you that there's only realistically about 10 to 20, it's less than 100,000 for sure. Like I don't remember the exact number right now, but of undocumented immigrants are actually participating in crime. The reason why is because they know they have to keep a low profile in order to stay here because they're here illegally. So most of them are not committing crimes. Per
Right.
percentage, they are way less likely to commit a crime, especially a violent crime against you, than a U.S. born citizen. So all of that shit goes out the window, you know what I'm saying, when you apply any sort of logic to it. Um, you know, so like
Yeah.
it's
But
craziness. But
that's just what I'm glad you use those words. There's no logic in this. So and like I there's
but you
it's
can't just say
so
you're going after the criminals because there's such a small number of them. Those people would have been deported within like your first couple of weeks of doing this shit, and you're still just deporting Mexicans at this point. You're just deporting anybody Hispanic at this point that you see. So it's like people are going to turn against that because all of these people can't be criminals. You said you were going to be deporting criminals.
Right.
You feel what I'm
so
saying? Like even
yeah.
illegal immigrants to a degree, it's like at least for me, if you've been here for a long ass time and you're contributing and you're not like, we got to figure out a way to, you know what I'm saying?
So
Like don't nobody
there
else live in that
Mhm.
house. Like you live
there's
there.
a mindset of Eastern and Western, for Eastern ideology versus Western ideology. So we'll,
Yeah.
for this point, I'm going to use Asian, not even China. I'm just going to use all Asian as Eastern, right?
Hmm.
In this premise, uh the Eastern ideology is if it's a child, they learn discipline first. They learn how to do something through discipline, and then from their parents and our elder, and then the freedom is later on in life once you have the discipline to do whatever you want to do. So if you don't want to become a doctor, you still need to go to school. And you can do whatever later on in life, but you still learn the discipline first. Western, us Americans, we give freedom first. Oh no, Billy, if you want to eat cake for breakfast, you can. Knowing that that's not good nutritional diets and supplements. And then later on in life, when he's on fucking 600 pounds of TLC, we're like, well, why is he eating cake for breakfast? Well, his mother gave it to him and he had the freedom to do so. And that's his right. So,
Well,
like,
yeah.
we as a culture have went down so many different rabbit holes that were preventable. So, and the last thing before I get off this Trump soapbox, it was the small-minded. Okay, you win the midterms, you get him out of office, you start the process of all of this. Here's the thing. I'm gonna put this date stamp on there. Let's just say, for shits and giggles, the midterms are won by Democrats, right? Democrats take over the House and the Senate, make it very difficult for his agenda to get through for the next 2 years, and then they start prosecuting. So then the Republicans always play off defense, right? We've seen this playbook before. So what are they going to do? What's the lady over Homeland Security? No, is it Homeland? The one with the hat with the curls.
You about Christy Nome or Pam Bondi? Which one?
No, Christy Nome.
Christy Nome.
Let's just say Christy Nome is found guilty on everything that the Democrats say that she did through the judicial process, right? Every charge, everything, all the paperwork, everything stops with her, right? That everything did, and you can sue and you can do all of this. President Trump is still in office, right? So once she gets found guilty, once she goes through sentencing, guess whose last day of office is going to get presidential pardoned? And what can we as the American people do about it?
Well, we could rely on the Democrats to impeach and actually be successful with it this time if they win. If they win the House and the Senate, then they'll have the numbers to do it. You know what I'm saying? They'll just actually have to commit to it this time. And they got to twist arms. Unfortunately, they're going to have to play politics, which is they're not good at it. They're not good at it, but they're going to have to. That's
I agree. I agree with you logically, but we've seen that movie before because they could have done it with healthcare in the before when the government was shut down. And what happened?
Yeah, but I also think the tone of the country was a lot different at that time too, where the country wasn't as radicalized based on the actions of the administration at the time. Like people weren't as left as they are now. People are more left now. Now, granted, it is because of how insane the Trump administration is. They didn't just naturally come to this conclusion, but they want fighters, you know what I'm saying? They want the AOCs and the Mom Donnies. That's why Mom Donnie just won. He wouldn't have won if it wasn't for a Trump administration, in my opinion. I don't think so. You know what I'm saying? I think, but the people are craving that now. So I think if you get more Mom Donnies in the Senate and in the House, then it's possible. You know what I'm saying? Like,
there's a thing, right now the NFL is Super Bowl weekend, right? NFL. If the NFL has any kind of social justice issue or anything they want to bring attention to as the NFL, not teams. We're talking about the entire league, and they say all 32 teams, we want you to do this. You know what you can guarantee the NFL to do? Get it wrong. That's what they always get it wrong. If it's breast cancer, if it's cancer, they did October breast cancer, and they had all the teams with pink, but then it was really only for breast cancer, not colon cancer, not pancreatic cancer. My mother had it's not for all cancers, and not that it should be, but it was just, they just never have a plan for whatever they're trying to do league wise, and I feel the same way with the Democrats. Every time they try to do something and we know what they should do, they're going to just get it wrong. And they have all of the ammunition because, like you said earlier, they do not play politics when the people playing politics against you are playing politics.
But that's also because of the leadership, though. And the leadership has been like they've been being challenged on a level that we haven't seen before by the Democrats under them, which is a good sign. You know what I'm saying? That means we
You
might have
remember,
people who are more progressive minded or who are actual fighters. At minimum, we just need a fighter. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You don't even gotta be the most lefty person in the world. That would be great, but you don't even need that per se. You really just need a fighter, so that way, you know what I'm saying? It's somebody who isn't scared to fucking run against the the next person who's supposed to become the Speaker of the House. It's supposed to
yeah,
be Hakeem Jeffries because he's in line. Fuck that. I'm running against him because I don't agree
yeah,
with him.
and
Instead, you know what I'm
I'm
saying?
glad you
There's going
mentioned
to be somebody like that. Yeah, you know what I mean?
You got to be able to
yeah,
fight against the spin. And what I mean by fight against the spin is even with the situation that we're talking about, we have mentioned numerous examples how the Republicans are still going to spin this into, oh, well, he shot him because he had a gun on him.
Mhm.
He shot him because blah, blah, blah. Like, they're still going to spin it. You need to be able to have somebody who is going to say, fuck what you're saying. I'm fighting against the
In very
BS,
plain
the
language.
BS
yeah.
that you guys are spilling out.
In
You
very plain language. You know what
you
I'm saying?
you know who Sean Ryan is?
Maybe.
So
No.
Sean Ryan is a ex Navy SEAL, has a show, talks to Navy SEALs, people like
Mhm.
Tier 1 Command, like Deltas, all the one percenters of the military branch, like classified, DOD, like top secret, kind of scary James Bond shit, but they're also were in like Afghanistan, Iraq, and like I mean, it's a community, right? And
Mhm.
I say it's part of the 2A community, but it's also like 2A kind of plus all the others intangibles like electronics, survival. He has a plethora of good information. And
Mhm.
he made a point, was like, we go over to a quote unquote third world country and we try to take over and look at, I we'll just say Fallujah, right, as an example. The guns that they have over there, and we're a military people coming to, restore peace, if you will, right? He was like, if another country was to even attempt to come into America, or America turn on itself, to a quote unquote federal martial law, the sheer amount of guns that we have in this country would, wild west, would not even be equal to that, because everybody has something.
Mhm.
Like you could not go door. Let's just say they had to go door to door to check your papers to make sure
Yeah,
you
Chuck
were a
Brown.
citizen, right? But there's also bad actors who's going to knock on door to doors to rob you, or to do, or
Mhm.
to impersonate that, even if that was what they were really doing. So how do you protect yourself? Now, just imagine that, just as a scenario. You're going to go to
They doing that. I mean, you ain't even got to. I was gonna say, Allie, like, have you heard about like in California anywhere where people are impersonating ICE agents? You know what I'm saying? Because they don't have badges and they don't have
Yeah.
like any identifying shit, and they wear masks and shit like that. Like, have you
Yeah,
heard of that?
I was just talking to somebody about it. And I mean, there's even like, we can look up not just in the West Coast, there's plenty of footage across the country of ICE agents walking around masked up, removing their names from their gear and, from their uniform.
You know what?
I don't even know if majority of them even have any body cams on. I'm pretty sure majority of them don't. I think there was like a study done that they were like, why is it that, why is it that there's really not a lot of body cams on these ICE agents when cops, a lot of cops are it's mandatory. So yeah, and
Mhm.
it's scary because I remember when I went to like Mexico just on vacation, looking around and like seeing the cops masked up, no names, makes me feel like, who the fuck are you? Like, who are y'all really looking for? Like, is the cartel around here right now? Like, should I hide my identity? It
The
just,
answer is yes.
yeah, it makes you
They
really
were
very much like,
around. Look
and
at this
what's
nigga. Oh my
crazy is like
goodness.
they're military
Shiesty
up.
Marcus.
Dog.
Like they come out there with like, they don't walk out with just like a regular, like a gun on their hip, like a Glock on the hip. They come out with like rifles. They come out with snipers. They come out and like they'll have them like all on the trucks and stuff. It looks as though you went into like a war zone. So this shit is fucking crazy. And I'm worried that that's what would happen to us, our reality. They look just like
Are
Marcus.
you? Yeah, I was gonna say, are you worried about this nigga here?
Yeah, I'm like, what do we
Like,
do? What are
Who
we
want
gonna
to see
do?
this nigga get right?
Well, it is. It is. I got it. Shout out to my daughter because the North Face, but it's really for the shiesty in me. But I could be an ice agent, and I'm gonna tell you this: you can say what you want to. I did apply. It was a 50 grand signing bonus. They didn't call it
Man,
back.
and I will say what I want to.
Well, I was gonna say,
Man,
what, Marcus?
Did you
What?
say
Was
you
it to
did
be
you say
legit?
you applied?
Right, like
So
to
here's
do
the
it or
thing.
just to see?
So what was your plan?
yeah, I gotta hear this.
So let's see. This is real shit. Had they called me back and had I been, I feel like I would have been the Trojan horse. I would
Okay.
have been part. I am with you in spirit. I am with you in ideology, but you also need me on the inside to tell you what the fuck is going on too. Now, how I do that and how I get away with it and all the rest of this, whatever. But
You
I
gonna
would,
do
yeah.
some double agent spy shit? That's what
Well,
you're
see,
saying?
well,
You
here's
gonna
the
be Jack
thing.
Bauer from
Do
24?
you remember? There was
Take this hot
that
ass shit off.
yeah, that motherfucker.
Right.
Immediately.
It is for cold weather. This is the actual.
Yeah.
This is
Like
motherfucker high.
you inside with the
But
heat on, take that shit off,
yeah,
my nigga.
but I want to say there was a old clip. I want to say Whitney M. Young, and he was talking about how it was like in the 60, like 65 in the 60s. And he was like, the whites took over the political establishment by I'm sorry, the Ku Klux Klan came into the police and political powerhouses. They infiltrated them and got into places of power, and that's how they systematically did X, Y, and Z, what they did. There's nobody black at ICE. That's what you found out right now. They have masks. You haven't seen not one masked black person at ICE. Period.
No, it's all the Proud Boys and the
Yep.
incels and
Yeah,
all of the
it's
racist white rank groups from the internet.
exactly.
Yep.
So
That's who ICE is.
A bunch of
That's
Myron
exactly.
Gaines.
So
Yeah, but white ones.
White boy. Yeah, exactly.
Nick Fuentes' muscles.
so they
Right.
had, because they're going to sit there and say, "Oh, we should abolish ICE and get rid of ICE." You can't. You don't need to abolish it. You need to
Yes,
fire
you
the
do, because
people.
we already have immigration. We already have law enforcement for immigration. Like, we just need to enforce the law. Like, we didn't need ICE in addition to that. There's already another agency. I can't remember what it's called right now, and it's not even Border Patrol. There's already an immigration agency. You know what I'm saying? Like, just make them do their jobs. Like, that's it. Like, we really don't need ICE. It's an extra agency for no reason. You know what I'm saying? That's my opinion of it anyway. Like, I
Yeah.
don't feel like it's a necessary agency at
No,
all.
they're really just bounty hunters. They're just fucking glorified bounty
Yeah.
hunters doing Trump's dirty work, and like you said, at this point, they've already blew past their fucking quota of trying to find the criminals. Now they're just fucking with, and then what's also wild is like, they're fucking with, communities of people who, a lot, like you were saying earlier, a lot of times are, working in our economy like everybody else, so they're also contributing. And so we've already talked before in the past about how this has already messed up so many industries, like from the farmers to the hotels to the restaurants. I mean, the list goes on and on. But and I thought that they were going to change course, but
and y'all are rolling
if
up
it
into
gets you
spots
votes.
where sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Allie.
No, you're
You
fine.
guys are also just like rolling up into spots where it's like supposed to be peaceful. Like you're going into
Right.
grocery stores, you're showing up at people's schools, you're showing up at people's homes,
Right.
where
Did
at
you guys
churches.
see
It's like,
that they used
what are
that
we
little
doing
boy
here?
as bait to his
That
family?
that was
That was
horrible.
tragic.
That was
Like, what do
horrible.
you mean? That's some
Yeah.
dirty, low down shit.
So here,
Yeah.
this is my honest to God. Like, I'm a firm believer in keep that same energy, right? I really do believe that. Keep that same energy. You know how everybody said nobody says fuck, everybody says fuck the police, nobody says fuck the fire department.
Yep.
Do you know? Let's just say
Nobody
that
says fuck the ambulance.
right.
You know what I'm saying? It's only the police.
Let's just say for shits and giggles, they announce Marcus Allen as the new Kathy Nome as the director of ICE, right? But
All right.
instead of immigrations and and going after that, the same tactics that you see, the same methods, the same everything, 50 grand sign them, everything that they've done to date, we go after child predators and child molestation.
Everybody that's currently in ICE right now will end up going to prison.
No, that's what I'm saying. We changed
all
the
them
whole
niggas be dog. All them niggas be into that shit, bro. Like there's a pipeline. Like I don't know
no,
what that shit is about.
Yeah.
but that's what I'm saying. So let's just say, let's just say it was whatever. You can still say President Trump. Minnesota has a problem with child with child molestation, and we're gonna send 50,000 ICE agents to end that. Everybody in the world would support ICE.
Of course.
For sure.
Of course.
You see what I'm saying? There wouldn't be no.
I think if they had actually just stuck to criminals, people would have been all right.
Yeah, like nobody would have cared.
You know what I'm saying? If you're giving people a fair trial and you found out, no, these motherfuckers are actually dangerous criminals that were getting off the streets and they're really like gang members and shit like that, then nobody would have tripped for real. You know what I'm saying? It's really like you said, it's the method they're going about it. They're just running up in any house with a brown person, and you know what I'm saying? So, but Allie, as you know, Marcus, I'm not sure if you're aware. Eric, I know you know this. There is a new group, a new old group that has come back to save the day for the immigrants. Marcus, are you aware that the Black Panthers are back?
Yeah. Yes, I was aware. Yes, I saw the speech. I saw the speech by the gentleman, wanting everyone to, gather, and how we. Here's the thing. Remember we had what's the conversation about getting your house in order? About, just with whatever that. I want it to be successful, bigger and better than any.
It's not gonna be. I can cut you off now. It's not gonna be. You want to know why?
You don't think so?
No. You want to know why?
Why?
The nigga who's leading it is fraud. That's why.
The light skin dude?
Yeah, big old fraud. So his name is Paul Birdsong, I believe.
Yeah,
or Phil Birdsong, something like that. Here, let me.
I think you're right. I think it's Paul. Paul Birdsong. Yeah, it's Paul.
Yeah, Paul Birdsong. So there's now pictures of him. I have no idea where he's from, mind you. Apparently he might be from Michigan. So there's pictures of him and news articles floating around of him, or not news articles, news clips of him rather. Not as a Black Panther, but as a gang member, you know what I'm saying that he's a pyro and all of this stuff, so, and there's pictures of him throwing up gang signs, wearing red rags, the whole nine. Used to be a rapper as well. So, I feel like that's important, to note, so there's that. And then all of the offspring of the Black Panthers who are still with us have denounced him and said that he's a fraud and he's not standing up for the original principles of the Panthers. So no original Panthers are endorsing his movement. So that's immediately suspect to me as well. He's actually being sued by Nat or Fred Hampton's niece is actually suing him
Shit.
for the
So
name
this
of
is
the Black
Panther set
Panthers.
tripping.
Yeah, yeah. So that's happening. You know, the OGs are not having it with these guys claiming the name and all that. Especially given this guy's history. You know, there's also paperwork on him. Potentially, maybe I'm going to say allegedly here, just because I didn't read all of it. But the source that I read it from, or that I saw it on, said it very confidently. So I'm going to go ahead and assume, you know. But again, allegedly, you know, he's got some ex-offender paperwork out there as well, from
Yikes.
2010. So yeah, that's who the new leader of the Black Panthers is. This guy, you know, ex
That's
gang member,
insane.
rapper, slash blank offender. You know what I'm saying? Now, no endorsements from the actual Panthers or their offspring. And there you go. So no, this is not going to work. This is not going to work. It's potentially a psyop. Um, where are you from, bro? Like, are you from Lansing, Michigan? Which, you know what I'm saying? I was unfamiliar. I knew there were GDs up there. I was unfamiliar that there were West Side Pyrus up there. I had no idea, but apparently there
Right.
are.
When I saw
Um,
that, I had to do a double take when I watched that video. I was like, wait, did this dude say something about Pyrus in
yeah,
Lansing,
West Side
Michigan?
Pyros in Lansing, Michigan. Get
What?
the fuck out of here.
yeah, I didn't know.
Bruh.
Again, GD, yes, I heard of that. You know what I mean? I knew that they were up there, but I never heard of Pyrus up there. You know what I mean? So, and
Yeah,
I feel like I would have heard about that, but I never
right.
did. So,
I mean,
um,
I think that this is a great example of motherfuckers blindly following somebody because they have a cause and because they can be articulate on camera and shit. Like, yeah, okay, that it's nice that he knows how to speak well, but no, we don't really, like you said, we don't really know like enough of like his motivation, his intentions about
right.
doing this for because I could understand him having different careers throughout his life. I mean, okay. I mean, it's these are pretty big leaps, but hey, it happens. It's more so
And the
just
thing
like
about the
you
news,
seem to always be a guy with the cause. So like, is
and,
this just you being a character or is this you really being an activist?
and
Right.
the reason why I'm suspect of it as well is because he seems like he's being very antagonistic to almost give ICE in this situation a reason to be violent. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like, or a justification for it, at least for some portion of the public,
It's
right?
like you're still trying to push that envelope.
That's exactly what it seems like he's doing because, like, in the news clip, he was being very antagonistic. I don't know what he was protesting in that situation because the news anchor who was talking about it was like, we spoke with one of the protesters and blah, 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 blah. And then all of a sudden he started talking about gangs, blah, blah, blah. And it took a weird turn in the interview. And then they played a clip and he was like giving out the address of the apartments and he was like, yeah, the Pyrus and the GDs, you know, we linked up over here, which is wild, but okay. He's like, the Pyrus and the GDs, we linked up over here. So, you know, y'all come to blank, 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 blank street and come over here and I guarantee you will. Like, and it's like, wait a minute, why would you be inviting violence to where you live? Like you're being antagonistic. Like, so he was carrying that same energy, it felt like, now that he's a Black Panther. You know what I mean? So it's like, if you're trying to protect people, you don't want violence. You want
Mm-hmm.
less violence. You know what I'm saying? You're
Mm-hmm.
violent only when you have to be. It's a defense thing. It's not a fuck around and find out, as he said multiple times in the video. So it's like, what are you doing, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's your aim here, dog? Like,
Blowing the dog whistle.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
like
So
it seems like you're giving ICE a reason to be violent. That's what it feels like you're trying to do.
I think it's so many disingenuous people who want to have a sense of power
Mm-hmm.
that it's crazy, you know. And this is I'm gonna keep going back to this midterm situation. I I saw I saw something that said if we get the midterms back, right, and you can right this ship right now, it's like a a 10-year rebuild process to fix everything that was wrong, right? Or everything that happened in this 4 year or 2 year, or we'll say 2 year span, because if you get the mid, it's only been 2 years.
Yeah.
You can fix what happened in the 2 year span in probably realistically like 10 years, right? If you don't get the midterms and there's everything is allowed to continue past the 2 year mark for it goes to like 50 years, because then you got to hope that you can win after the four. And if and just for that analogy standpoint, they was the other commentator who was speaking was like, if JD Vance gets a 4-year term, then you're
Right.
really screwed.
Well,
And
the thing is, what Trump's done that he doesn't realize, and the Democrats have a unique opportunity here in a sense, is that they have to do one of two things. They either have to punish Trump for everything he's done, and his cabinet and everybody, like when they take power. Because let's be real, a Democrat's winning the presidency next time. We don't know who, but it's going to be a Democrat. Ain't no fucking way that the country's about to re-elect another
bro,
Republican after this.
I'm gonna
You
just
know what I'm
stop you right
saying?
there. We
You
said the
gotta
same
wait.
thing with Trump.
My evidence. No, but my evidence for this is after George Bush, they elected a black man with a Muslim sounding name, with a parent who was from Africa, named Barack Hussein, mind you, Obama. So that's my evidence for saying that for sure a Democrat's winning, because when a Republican fucks up to this degree, the last time we've seen it this bad was Bush. Trump's first term was not anywhere near this bad. There's still a debate as was Bush worse or was Trump worse. There was still a debate there. Now there's no debate. It's Trump. Like Trump has, but what he's done is he did it all illegally. He didn't do none of the shit through Congress. He just hired Elon Musk, came up with a new thing called Doge, and said, do whatever the fuck you want. Do some of what I want, and then do whatever the fuck you want to. You're a billionaire as long as I get some money out of it. We cool. That's really basically how the scheme went. Elon goes away now, you know what I'm saying? And now they're focused on Venezuela and Greenland and all this shit. You know what I'm saying? It's all money plays at the end of the day for billionaires, right? So, like, the fact that he's just done shit kind of lets you know, unless the Democrats punish him, that there's not really a mechanism to make people go through Congress. So you could have some radical lefty go in there and be like, okay, if we can just do shit, then I think the reason why the process takes 10 years to fix a 4-year fuck up or 50 years to fuck a 8-year fuck up, I think the reason why is because people are trying to go through the process. Well, Trump just showed you you don't have to if you don't want to, and no one's going to stop you. So if you have somebody who takes, I like that strategy. I just don't like the shit he's doing with it. But I like the fact that he's basically challenging everybody, like, somebody stop me from doing all this shit. You know what I'm saying? And nobody is. So it's like, okay, well, a lefty could do some lefty shit in the same manner then. Force shit
So,
through because you can, clearly.
so
You feel
I
me?
guess
So,
maybe this is a political question for you.
mhm.
Is there without let me say this. Without the midterm Democrats, is there any way anyone in the checks and balances of our political system can rein Trump in now? Is it the certain, like, do we look to the Supreme Court? Do we look to a cabinet? Do you look to somebody to?
None of them will. None of them will. That's the problem. There are powers. The Supreme Court legitimately has all the, so they have the authority to tell him what is legal and what is not legal. They don't necessarily have the authority to enforce that law. You get what I'm saying? Like, for example, when you go in front of a judge, like for just regular shit, you know what I'm saying? Like speeding ticket or, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? Like he has the authority to tell you if what you did or did not do was illegal and what the penalty of that is. But the judge himself doesn't have the authority to execute it. The police have the authority to do that. And then if you go to jail or whatever, you see what I'm saying? The Supreme Court doesn't have a police force. So they can tell Trump all day, hey, what you're doing is illegal. but then that's kind of where it stops. Most of it has
It's not like the Supreme Court can lock them up.
right. Like for the most part, it seems like this shit has been working on the honor system where people are like, oh shit, the Supreme Court said we can't do that. Okay, we can't do that. Where he's like, all right, well, I'm gonna do it anyway. Now what? And there is no now what. You feel what I'm saying? That's been the problem. So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like, okay, well, now we know.
Like I'm gonna go back to
All
this
right.
because I've been, on the scandal kick. Like Shonda Rhimes was a prophet. And the reason I say that is because the B613 files in the show Scandal are the same as the Epstein files now that we're talking about.
Yep.
The only problem is there is no Eli Pope to save the day right now. There is
Right.
nobody who is standing up for the Republic amongst the Republic.
Yeah.
There is no Olivia. There is no, there is no that's where it gets crazy. But this is to see this play before our eyes in a way that we never thought was possible. Because everybody says, "Oh, I never thought that could happen. I never thought." And what happened? Anything is possible. Possible.
Yep.
Like we are in. If I told you, even if I told you before he got elected, I was like, hey, it's going to be X, Y, and Z and 1, 2, and 3. And I told you about what's just happened in the 90 days. You would have been like, nah, Marcus, I don't believe that. That can't happen.
Nah. Hey, that's the craziest shit about all of this, though. It's only been a year.
Yeah.
It's only been a year. It's January still. He's been in since last January. That's it. It's only been 1 year. We got 3 more years of this shit.
And this is going to sound, I know there's probably better examples of this, but the red flag when I knew like it was beyond reproach and it was going to get a whole lot worse before it got any type of better was when everyone, not just some, every single person in January 6th got off.
Yes.
Yeah.
Including the ones who beat up cops.
The ones who shot cops and I'm
like, I thought y'all was the law enforcement party. What happened with that?
And then there was an actual she was a veteran, right? And she was on camera like doing something to one of the Capitol Police officers and they shot her. They killed her. She was found guilty by video evidence of what happened. Do you know not only because when he pardoned everybody, she got a full military funeral, all back benefits, and then she was able to sue the government because they killed her, and it was like they got to pay
her family or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Damn. Allie, bang the gavel on these niggas. Yeah, this shit is ridiculous.
That's fucking crazy though. It's really sad. And I think honestly, this just shows us how important it is for us to not just like have a say or decide to say something when it comes down to the presidential election. Like we were saying, like there's midterms, there's primaries. Like I think when I was younger, I really wasn't concerned about that kind of shit. But now that I'm getting older and I see how important it is to stop this shit, you got to be preventative. Like you don't, like if you go to the doctor and you find out you have a syndrome, you can't then go to the doctor like, well, if I start my vitamins today, am I good? It's like, no, motherfucker, you should have started them vitamins years ago so that we could prevent this. So that's, I think that's what we need to be mindful of. And I think people need to stop thinking that it's only like you go out one time every 4 years to go vote for the president. Like that's actually not how our election system works. You need to be at the polls more than that. And then also, like just regular protesting isn't going to do it. Like we need to continue to do strikes. We need to continue to hit them in their pockets, not just walk the streets and hold hands. Now, when we do hit the streets and hold hands, though, it is also important that we have other people out there that don't look like us. So of course we want to, have our Black and brown sisters out there, but it definitely moves the needle when we have white allies out there as well. And as we see that like it seems like America only really gives a damn when the people that they see that are dying looks like them, especially because America is majority white. So we need to see more allies out there, and I really applaud those who are out there doing the good work. And we can't like let up. Like I know that what Marcus was saying earlier about how we become desensitized, and he's totally right. But I just don't want us to like use that as the scapegoat of like, oh well, we were just so overwhelmed. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, but at some point when you start seeing people die in the streets over a very low level offense, as in like being here without your documentation, like that's very, very low level. That should not be worth anybody's life. Like, let's be totally honest. Paperwork,
Yeah,
guys, really, it's like being killed over your driver's license. Like, let's be honest.
So
Totally agree.
I got a question, Allie. Like, do you have hope? Do you think it can be turned? Do you think the ship can be righted?
I do, but the things that need to be done, I'm just like, I don't know if we can pull it together. Just because because everybody sits there and we hope the Dems will do better, but it's like, you still need to like put fire under their asses, because the Dems also in some ways a lot of times they get kickbacks for this type of shit too, like they dibble and dabble in a lot of fuck shit as well. So we gotta also just be we gotta be realistic. So I do think
I
that
think
there's hope, but we can't think it's the same route that we've done before.
I think there's hope if the empire falls. I think that's the only way that there's hope. And the reason I say that is because if we're not in control of the entire world and we're not trying to be in control of the entire world, like right now we are in control of the whole world, so we're not trying to release the grip on that power. But realistically, what benefit does that have to us, like your everyday citizen, not billionaires, not people high up in the government, but us? Like, there really isn't too much of a benefit if you really think about it. You know what I'm saying? Like oil prices go up whenever we invade the Middle East. You know what I'm saying? And they say they're doing, you know what I mean? Like, we all know they're doing it for oil, but who does that benefit? It only benefits the oil executives for the most part, right? Like, if we start thinking about the wars in these contexts and stuff, like, obviously most people are anti-war for one reason or another, whether they think we're burning resources or they're against the humanity of it or both. Um, there's there seems to be more active voices, like that I hear that are, outspoken about being anti-war. Um, but that's really the only benefit of being the empire at the end of the day, is muscling under other countries into doing what you want them to do. But if it's not going to benefit the citizenry, then really I don't see the point in what how that benefits us. So I think for your average citizen, the best thing to happen will be for the empire to fall. And it's going to be crazy for a while, like, because people are going to be scrambling. The rich people are going to be scrambling, trying to figure out what they're going to do, because there's going to be uprisings in the streets and it's going to be fucked up for a while. You know what I'm saying? But I think that shit will even out after a while, because we're not going to be trying to run the world. We're going to be trying to, okay, we got to fix America because shit has gone haywire in this bitch. Like, I think this is one of those situations where it really does have to actually get way worse before it gets better, because there's so many there's so much, like, this is one thing that Republicans say, and they usually say it in nefarious ways, like, or they're using it in nefarious purposes, but they are technically correct when they say there's like too much red tape in the government. You know what I'm saying? Now, they usually are just saying that so they can get rid of regulations. I'm saying that because it's too hard to get anything accomplished. There's so many fucking layers and checks and things that have to happen before anything of any real substance can ever really happen. That's a big part of the problem too. And then you don't have people willing to fight for shit. You know what I'm saying? You have a lot of people that are trying to get along with their colleagues, and it's like, fam, that ain't what this is supposed to be. So it's
Right.
like, that's why in other countries they have nice things, like their parliaments be going at it. You know what I'm saying? They be arguing, like, and it's not just the Marjorie Taylor Greene versus Jasmine Crockett shit, or your eyelashes and you a bad built body bitch or whatever. Like, that's funny. But they're over there arguing about substantive real shit over there in Europe. Like, they parliaments don't play. And they're
But
getting shit accomplished. They have healthcare over there. They college is paid for. They good. They
I
don't
want to
want to
prove
come
a
over
point.
here. You know
I
what
want
I'm
to prove
saying?
a
They don't
point
want to
real
come
quick.
to America.
Shane, what was the lowest you remember in your since you've been driving a vehicle? What is the lowest you remember gas being at the pump?
Dog. So that's crazy because when I first started driving, it was the middle of the Iraq War. So when I first started driving, it was already expensive, right? Like it was in the threes and fours regularly, like when I was driving, sometimes in the fives. Um, the lowest I ever remember it being was like $1.75,
Okay.
$1.80 at one
Eric, what
point,
about
somewhere
you?
in there.
Oh, cheaper than that.
Okay.
I remember 90 cents a gallon at
Driving?
What?
no, well, oh, so sorry.
I've
Misheard
been
the
in the
question.
car with
Yeah, yeah,
my
yeah,
dad when
yeah,
it was
yeah,
that
yeah, that's
cheap,
what I
but
mean.
nah, since
Yeah, I
I've been
remember.
driving, no, it's never been that cheap.
Okay, let me break it down
Okay,
twofold.
let me
I
rephrase. When
definitely
you had
remember growing up
let me go preference
and
it like
seeing
this.
90 cents like
Me
when I
too.
was younger. But when I was driving, shit, probably around like 217, like
Okay.
around like $2, like 220 ish,
Okay, Allie.
like somewhere in there.
Yeah, I want to say like when I started driving, it was around like $3, something like that. But I was in Ohio.
Okay, so
Mm.
Like,
so if let's just say for this argument, if gas was to go to a flat $2, you'd be like, damn, that's a win.
mhm.
Right.
Hell yeah.
Right? So
Yeah.
if we would have went over to Venezuela and gas dropped to $2 across the country,
Mhm.
everywhere. $3 in California, because y'all got a whole lot of fucking taxes. But
Right.
yeah, but $2 for everybody else, $3 for y'all in California. Everybody would be on board with Venezuela and getting freedom and doing, whatever we could because it was a reason that we went over there to get it. Now, what happened? We don't even get no economic reprieve from the gas pump. We just go, it's just all risk, no reward.
Mhm.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? Like the people, like what you talk, like the American people don't get anything out of this
That's what I'm saying. Like,
administration.
there's not even a way to justify it to the American people, is what I'm saying. Like, Iraq, you couldn't do it because our shit got more expensive. It didn't get cheaper, even though we went over there for the oil. Everybody kind of agrees on that now. Trump says it. I'm going there for the oil. He just flat out says it. He doesn't even try to lie and hide it. You know what I'm saying? But we know already, like, all that's going to do, because we've been conditioned to paying $3 and $4 a gallon. They're not going
Right.
to make it cheaper all of a sudden. Why would they do that? We've
Right.
been doing this for
Well,
20 years
cut our
now. You know what I'm saying?
margins. Yeah.
Yeah, like this is the price point now for gas. Like it doesn't matter if we have all this oil now for whatever. You know what I mean? They're not going to do that. So it's like I don't know what people think, but it's not going to benefit us in any way unless you're an oil executive, which you're probably not.
Right.
So like
I agree. I agree. Like, and I just don't know how, I, like, I don't know what happens next. I don't think
yeah,
Right.
any of
that's
us
a good
do, but
question.
like, I just don't know what happens next. And when I say what happens next, what what's going to be the tipping point to get ICE out of Minnesota? Because the rumor is that it was sent, now not Kathy Known, what's the Pam Bondi?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pam sent a letter, said, "Oh, if you give up your voter registration, we'll leave, or
Oh,
voter database."
wow. That's insane.
Like she sent that to state officials in Minnesota. So like,
Wow.
yeah, you give up your, we'll be out of here tomorrow.
Wow.
Evidently, they've already done it in
It all
Texas.
a play to keep Trump in
Right.
office.
Hmm. That's what it seems like.
So like, what's going to be the next distraction? What's going to be the next shit that happens? Like, because there's always something going on.
Yeah. I don't know. That's a good question.
And
That's a
Right.
good
That's a good
and it
question.
wouldn't and it this is just show how petty we have of a president, because he hates the Super Bowl, Bad Bunny, and they're doing, and he's going to do all of this. It would not
question.
surprise me one bit as if he had an emergency address during the Super Bowl.
Right, just to take attention
you
on it.
Yep.
just
I can see that.
breaking
Same.
news from the president of the United States just to break the broadcast.
Hmm.
Mm.
Yeah, I
That
can see
would
that.
not surprise me at all.
Yeah,
That'd be
he is
Or
crazy.
petty.
let me rephrase, something legitimate happens to break the broadcast.
Hmm.
So don't
Yeah,
don't let don't I don't want to just sit there and like, oh, he's just gonna address you from the oval, but that something happens that wouldn't surprise me at all.
Right.
yeah.
I
Agreed.
agree. It's crazy, man. But
Well, I
I
want to
mean,
end it sad. You want to just bring this up real quick before we get up out of here because I don't want to end it sad. You know what I'm saying? Uh, it was this nigga's birthday this week, y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
right.
Yeah.
Shout out
I
to
saw
Eric.
F22 get his ass whooped this weekend. So,
Hey, we had a double
yeah,
win. You feel me?
Were
Yeah,
there
man. How old
strippers
are you now,
involved in
nigga?
your
I'm
birthday?
33.
This brother's 33. You know what I'm saying? So, what did you
Hell
do?
yeah.
What did you do for your birthday?
I just hung out with some of the homies I haven't seen in quite a while. So
Hence the random legs on the couch. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? There you go. That's birthday. Uh, you know,
Were
hangover
there
cover.
strippers involved in your birthday shenanigans?
Were there strippers?
there
Marcus
were
went
not
right to
strippers.
it. Right to it.
There were no
There were no
strippers.
strippers.
Okay.
Then you ain't had a birthday. Then we got to re-celebrate. We got to we got to you got to I'm sorry, you got to re-celebrate. That
Oh
was
man.
I'm with
We
that.
see what Marcus gets into on his
I'm with
birthdays.
that. I love strippers.
yeah, if there was no
Mom, you
strippers,
didn't
Doesn't.
hear that.
yeah, if there was no
You're
strippers
helping the
involved in
economy.
your birthday, you did not celebrate your birthday.
No,
I
that's
like
a
that
fact.
rule.
Yeah,
I
man.
like
Well,
that rule. That's
we
that's
we
a rule that I
we
could
are
get with, to be
celebrating
honest.
another year though. You know what I'm saying? Another
Yeah.
year of life. Shout out my bro. You know what I mean? Gotta give it up. Give it up.
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
I do got to I know we didn't want to end it on a sad note. This is want to end it on an entertainment note. I got a
Mm-hmm.
question. All of you are familiar with the Oscars.
Hmm.
Everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Sinners is up for 16 nominations
Yeah.
with the Oscars,
I fuck
right?
with it. I
It's
fuck
a
with
Mm-hmm.
it.
great movie.
I fuck with
Which
it.
I agree. Which by definition and what we've known to be true, which is I think one more than Titanic. Titanic had
Yes.
15 nominations, if I'm not mistaken.
Let's go.
And we
Wow.
know how Titanic cleaned the board at the Oscars as it was, this, that, and the third. My fear is that the nominations for Sinners was the award. And that
Mm.
not only will it not do, it will not only will it not like clear the board and be, the quote unquote best movie ever. I think it wins for categories that anything that's not directly tied to Ryan Coogler. So best picture won't win. It'll get set design and it'll get music because of the guy who does the music. It'll get costume. It'll
Mm-hmm.
get the other award, but it won't get anything of the notoriety that would put Cougar like in the because that would
I
put him
can't
with
wait till
James
after
Cameron.
the Oscars so that
Huh?
we can discuss this again because I actually feel the exact opposite. I think
Really?
because I think because of the subject matter of the movie, the cast of the movie, you know what I'm saying, like being mostly black people, and the temperature of the country right now, I think it has a great chance of cleaning the fuck up. This is their chance to, for the lack of a better term, because this is Hollywood. They're doing things for entertainment's sake. They're not doing it because they actually believe anything. But this is their chance to show that they're on the good side and they're woke. And you know what I'm saying? Like, this would be the time to do that because of everything that's going on in the country. So if you're gonna wipe out this, we can say it's a classic movie, of course, because everybody loves Titanic or everybody's seen it, but it's a classic white movie also because it's an all white cat. You know what I'm saying? So if you can beat that record with a damn near all black movie in this time, this is when you do it. So I feel the opposite. I actually think they're going to go lean in the opposite direction and overcompensate and give them awards that maybe other movies should get. I don't know what
I don't.
those movies would be
Yeah,
because I'm not heavily into movies like that. I saw Sinners and it was fantastic, but I don't watch a lot of movies, so I'm just hypothetically speaking, like there might be a movie that should get Best Picture over Sinners, but they would give it to Sinners because of, you know what I'm saying, everything that we talked about on this podcast today. So
Personally, I
that's
also
how I
think
feel.
Hollywood's petty, and they'll look for reasons to try to like separate themselves away from Trump and everything like that that he
Right.
has going on. And they know that Trump does not like Hollywood like that. Like
Also
as
true.
far as like a lot of the big celebs and shit like that that like talk shit about him, like that's where all of those speeches or all those like different like whenever people win awards, like that's when people start like going at Trump and making fun
Yeah,
of
they be
him.
getting in their bag. Robert De
Yeah, so it's like
Niro and all of them niggas,
yeah,
like
they
they was
will
going
look for
in.
reasons to try to make him pissed off, if anything.
Yes. So
Yeah,
yeah, I actually see them leaning in the other direction. What do you think, Ali?
I agree with you, Shane. To be honest, I thought that this was like a great sign that they're going to clean the fuck up because of the whole Titanic correlation and just like the way I felt. I was really upset when they didn't get shit from like the Golden Globes. So I thought that was it. But then now
yeah,
that they got all these nominations, I was like,
yeah. So, and the
they got a
reason
chance.
Word.
I can't think of the movie that he is, but Timothy Chalamet,
Yeah,
he
Chalamet, yeah, whatever.
yeah
I
beat
know what movie
Michael
you're
B.
talking about. I can't even
Jordan
think of the
for
name either.
Sinners for his movie, and
But
I could
also, you got to remember what category it was in. And also, I still agree that it was a bullshit ass category and that it shouldn't have gone to him. But just remember, the category was like, it was for best comedy or musical. Mind you, I don't think
no, it was
anything
like
that Marty is actually a comedy, but somehow they put
Oh,
him in that
Marty
nah,
category.
it
Supreme.
was
That's right.
best
Marty
actor
Supreme.
or something.
But I thought it was because of that, the Marty Supreme, the movie. That's what I thought. Is that what you're talking about? The one that he just won at the Golden Globes?
Was it the Golden Globes or the Critics' Choice?
Oh shoot.
I'm talking about
Let
the
me
one
double
at the
check.
Critics' Choice because he became Michael B. Jordan became the meme of "If I Know You Fucking Lying" was a person because he was looking like,
Oh yeah, yeah.
Aw.
and I mean he is the like when they said Timothy like he I mean that camera immediately went to him and he was like,
I think you're right. Yeah, my bad.
When is the
You're right. It was
Oscars?
Critics' Choice.
That
My
way,
bad.
that way I can get this clip out before the Oscars so we can see whose predictions are on point. When is the Oscars?
next week.
Next week? Okay, well,
I
this
think
shit
it's
coming
next
out
week.
tomorrow.
I think
So
it's
this shit'll be out before the Oscars of 2026. So we'll see. We'll see.
yeah. All
All
right.
right,
Yeah.
Anybody got any
I just
last
needed
thoughts
I
before
needed
Ali
y'all
goes?
opinions on beforehand because I don't know, man. I just feel like the only thing that gives me hope with Sinners is Hollywood loves the slave movie.
Yeah, and
And
that's close to it. So yeah,
that's just
That is true.
we already know how that goes. So I mean
it's
that's
like it's
close.
not quite a slave movie, but it's
Yeah, but
border.
it's
It's like
it's
right
It's like
after
adjacent.
slavery, nigga.
yeah.
Like y'all just got y'all freedom. Okay. Like
It's still a chain gang. There's still a chain gang in there.
right, yeah, yeah,
Facts.
right.
Facts.
So
Right. Yeah, that's what that shit was. Yeah, you're right. I didn't even think about it like that.
Man, that's funny.
Yeah, it is.
See, they
All
fooled
right.
us with Michael B. Jordan as the twins, because they was
Right.
bootlegging and they had on suits. They fooled us, you know what I'm saying? Nah. Shit ain't sweet.
Uh-huh.
I'm
Mhm.
sorry, I lied. It's March 15th, 2026.
Oh, we
Oh,
got mad time.
Oh yeah,
All
we
right,
got
bet. Yeah.
yeah.
Comment section, tell us your predictions, you know what I'm saying? Let us know.
Yeah.
Appreciate y'all also, ladies and gentlemen of the jury who have been, you know what I mean, in the comment section, supporting, sharing the content. Y'all have been doing a lot of that on Instagram and on YouTube and on TikTok. Definitely appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? Continue to do so. But yeah. Anybody got any
Yeah.
last thoughts or words before Allie takes us home?
I'm good.
Yeah, I'll say I think we good. Marcus, you good? Oh, Marcus, the storm. How's it? How's the house? That's the only thing I
Oh
really
yeah.
know.
So Snowmageddon,
Oh yeah, man. You straight?
there's about 10 inches of snow outside. I haven't went anywhere all day.
I don't like that.
Like it is crazy. Like the city's not shut down. I mean, it's shut down just because people like trapped in the houses, but everything's closed tomorrow. They did a good job like letting everybody know like what was coming. like our area was supposed to get between 7 inches and 11 and like 13. So we were right at the 10 inch mark. It's like a lot of fucking cold snow. But this is the last year that I will not have an industrial sized snowblower. Over the summer, I'm going to get snow that can throw shit to another state. I don't
Hell
like,
yeah.
I will never be in this position.
There you go.
Like this shit is crazy
Smart.
to sit there. And then on top of that, my
Yeah,
garage.
stay safe, man.
Yeah.
Definitely, definitely stay safe. You know what I'm saying? Stay warm, all of that. Don't go nowhere unless you got to, for sure.
Right.
For sure. You know the
Exactly.
rules. You know what I'm saying? You already know what it is.
Exactly. Everybody
Yep.
stay bundled up. Please stay, safe in the house. But yeah, that's everything for bar exam today, guys, this week anyway. So make sure that you guys join us next Monday for a new episode. And like Shane was saying, like, let us know your thoughts in the comments if we missed anything, if, you wanted to throw your own opinion in there. We would love to hear what you got to say. Now, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so you guys can easily find us, and then also check out the Patreon. I think that we're going to be working on some more content over there in the near future. So you definitely want to be tapped into that. But this is Bar Exam Gang. We'll see you guys on the next one. Have a good night. Peace out.
Peace.